Thank you for tuning into this week's G.I. Joe toy review here on Cobra Island. This week we'll be looking at the other hard-hatted G.I. Joe figure, as we did Payload last week. This is Tollbooth. And so we will be looking at Tollbooth. So before we get to Tollbooth, let's get to our shout-outs of the week. First, back to the media at 41 South Loudon Street here in Winchester, Virginia, where you can find like vintage video games going all the way back to the Atari, all the way up to the modern video games and systems. You know, there's ways you can find Funko Pops and other memorabilia and comic books and whatnot, so go ahead and check them out. And while you're in the neighborhood, 115 South Loudon Street, we have Time Traveler Toys and Collectibles. I have recently bought some stuff from there. So Jack and Charles, if you're watching this, you know, hey, shout y'all out, brothers. But you can get comics and toys and collectibles. You can get stuff from Star Trek, Star Wars, G.I. Joe, Transformers, He-Man, Thundercats, She-Ra, you know, you name it, you can find it there. And they got reasonable prices. And then you can slide over to 80 Weems Lane to Four Color Fantasies to get all your comic book needs and role playing and cosplay and all this other stuff. You know, in back issues you get new titles. You know, when they got a great deal on comic books. So go ahead and check them out. And last but not least, if you're suffering from any form of mental illness like depression or anything, you can, or if you just want regular counseling, marriage counseling, premarital counseling, go over to Healing Grace Counseling Services, Reaching Hearts and Changing Lives with Dr. Robert C. Brown. I mean, he's not really a doctor, but he plays one on TV. Anyway, but go ahead and check them out. Their address is 133 West Pascowan Street. So go ahead and check them out when you're in the neighborhood. So let's go ahead and get into our review of the week and Mr. Tollbooth. You know, as usual, we start with our file card, which says Combat Engineer, codename Tollbooth. File name Goran Chuck X. And the X is for nothing because you don't have a middle name. Primary military specialty, bridge layer vehicle driver. His secondary military specialty is a sapper. I'm not sure what that is, but if you all know, you can put it in the comments below. I haven't looked at what that was. Birthplace is Boise, Idaho, and his grade is, he's a special specialist. He's a SPC, whatever that stands for. Then again, if you know, you can put it in the comment section. It says Tollbooth's love for building started when he was 6 years old. His parents gave him a construction set for Christmas, and he wore it out before he was 7. Every year, his sets got bigger and more complex until he outgrew them all. He received his master's in engineering at MIT, which is actually a real college, but needed a bigger challenge than what civilian life could offer. He joined the U.S. Army and graduated at the top of his class from the Sapper Leader course at the Combat and Engineering School at Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. Then he expressly asked to sign up for and become a member of the elite G.I. Joe team. Tollbooth performs a variety of combat engineering duties, such as laying and clearing minefields and building bridges. He is proficient at demolitions, field defenses, and general construction, as well as road and airfield fabrication and repair. He gets the tools to blast and pass through solid rock or lay down a 4-lane blacktop if needed. His teammates are constantly amazed at his ability to build a bridge out of whatever's there. The quote at the bottom, I like how they put quotes at the bottom of all these modern era Joe figures. It says, river, crevice, mountain, whatever, I got a way to cross it. You know, that's Tollbooth shows how his creativity was really strong with this guy. But I also like how the file cards had the little quotes at the bottom of all of them. You know, it's pretty cool to see that. So let's get to his accessories. Here's his figure stand. Upraised G.I. Joe logo. Codename Tollbooth on the front. And as I've always mentioned before, I could do without the code name and just let it read Tollbooth. You know, that'd be cool. But Hasbro does their thing. He also comes with a pair of these red with the white stripe row cones, which we've seen before with Techno Viper. You know, and Techno Viper had the green one with the Cobra symbol on it. And he also comes with this little pistol, which is pretty cool design, pretty cool sculpt on it. You know, nice little pistol. He also comes with the trusty construction sledgehammer, which actually this one looks more realistic than the ones we've seen with other figures. You know, like Big Boa, where his was pretty much like all gray, and you had a couple other figures that had a sledgehammer. It's good to see one that actually worked. That's actually total color. The Shock Trooper actually had one, and he also has his I guess you would call this a pickaxe or whatever, and it's got the little spot right there. You could actually peg this into his back, the little peg. You sit this in his back. And of course, what construction site wouldn't be cool without barbed wire? And of course, this is all plastic, so it's not really going to hurt anybody. But nice to see it. It's like real flexible, as you can see. Really flexible, soft plastic. It's supposed to represent barbed wire, so, you know, y'all actually just don't freak out. It's actually plastic. It's not real barbed wire. You know, let's see. My hands ain't cut, nothing like that. You know, real barbed wire. So let's go ahead and take a look at Tollbooth. Here's his, you see he's got a hard hat on. It's not easily removed. Or it doesn't even remove at all. And it's orange instead of white, like we saw on Hardtop. As you can see, he's Caucasian, dark hair tone, and he's got the black web gear. You know, where Payload had white. And he's got a brownish shirt with a little symbol right there. I'm not sure what that's for, but it's there. And he's got like a poopy brown, dirt brown khakis. And he's got a holster right there on his thigh. Comes down to his black boots. So let's take a look at his articulation. As you see, his head rotates a full 360. You know, and if any of y'all human beings watching this can do that, I'll be amazed. Send me the link to the video. Anyway, his arm can lift up about right there. Also with his head, he gets some great up and down movements. He can rotate his arm all the way around. Bend at the elbow. Rotate at the elbow. He can rotate at the wrist. He does have the ab crunch feature, but like Payload, and quite a few others, his web gear kind of hinders it. He's got the typical T-hook at the legs. You just spread his legs, you know, that far. A little bit wider than Hardtop's could, but you know, it works. Lift his leg 90 degrees. Double knee joint. He's got the ankle bend. It's not that as predominant as Hardtop's, but he does his on that foot. Well, this foot he does it perfect. But this foot he kind of doesn't, and I don't want to push too hard and break it. He does have, you know, the articulation right there where you can swivel at the ankle. That's perfectly good articulation on Hardtop. So let's go ahead and look at him in his battle gear. And here goes topside, all geared up, with his pickaxe at his back, holding his sledgehammer, with the row cones and the barbed wire right there, with his gun in the holster. I don't know if you can see it, but it's there. There it is, you can see it. But this is Hardtop. He first made his I forget the comic book. I just had it on top of my head, but I forgot. If y'all remember, just let me know in the comment section. He made his first cartoon in the first season. I think it was the Pyramid of Darkness. No, not the Pyramid of Darkness. I think it was it. No, it was the Revenge of Cobra in part 3 or part 4. I forget. But I know it was there. And so go ahead and check it out. I forget which part. I'm gonna watch that later just to make sure. But my thoughts on Tollbooth. I think this is an excellent mold. I think this is a better update than the original. Come with better um accessories. He came with a pistol, for being a support troop. But and he come with some great accessories. The barbed wire was a good touch. The road cones was an excellent touch. But I would rate this as a middle tier figure, even though I like the design and the accessories is what kept it there. And the fact that he came with a gun kept him and put him in the middle tier. Um, Not restricting that the figure is good updated, but his role, he was very limited in his role in the comic and the cartoon. Because you really can't. What can you do with a support troop of a army builder? Not being an army builder and just driving a bridge layer. But he was a construction worker. He built stuff. What do you want to do? Build stuff for Cobra to destroy and then build it back again? That really kind of defeats the purpose. But tune in next week as we do the Rise of Cobra's G.I. Joe Ice Dagger Vehicles driver next week. Because we're actually doing a new theme month. This has been the last video for Village People Month. I hope you all enjoyed the Village People Month. But we are starting next week next month on a new theme, and this one's going to be 3 months long, so be prepared for it as we do Frostbite, the Ice Tiger driver. I really wanted to do the FSS version, but I haven't been able to find him yet. But this Frostbite will be perfectly well. He'll be our next week's review. So this has been Tollbooth signing out for Village People tomorrow now. And no, I'm not at the YMCA, and I'm sure as hell not a Macho Man, but hey, this has been Village People Month. I hope y'all tune in next week. I hope y'all enjoyed this review. And like always on Cobra Island, now you know, and knowing is half the battle. And enjoy your Thanksgiving. I hope everybody enjoyed their Thanksgiving and have a very, very good week. And happy Thanksgiving to you all, and see y'all in the next one. Peace.